Good evening, Noswaith welcome, Croiser. Welcome back to the channel. As you've probably gathered, I do try and use my Welsh, my limited Welsh, as often as I can. I think it's really important. I'm an Englishman living in Wales, so I think it's really important that I learn Welsh as well as English, and so I do try and include it in as much as I can. So here we are on Puzzle Combat, the base, my base, and so on and so forth. They're all just kind of ticking on, things are carrying on as the game progresses. There is an alliance war going on. We are fighting Uprising. Let's see. Oh, it's just thinking about it. 28 out of 30, so we outnumber them in terms of numbers. I would be reasonably optimistic there, but I haven't seen the leaderboard, which is, let's have a quick look at the leaderboard. I say a quick look. My wife, I live in the middle of nowhere, so my Wi-Fi is awful. Excuse, beg pardon. So let's see. Elite Strike Force, we're 11th, and yeah. Oh, who are we actually fighting? Hang on, I'm gonna have to go back here. I'm getting confused. So in the war, we are fighting Uprising. See, I thought I saw. Oh dear. Oh dear. They're number 2. So let's face it, they're going to win. They've got stronger heroes and blah blah. Not necessarily down to the skill of the players. It does. I mean, this is a game where the more powerful you are does depend on the heroes you have. But anyway, there we are. So neither here nor there. And I cannot claim to be one of the strongest players in the game. I would claim that I'm, at least in terms of the 3-star events and tournaments, that I am up there. I am capable of making other players sweat. If you'll forgive the image of anybody who spends their whole days playing on their mobile phone sweating. But whoa. Anyway. I've kind of taken a weird diversion here, and I think it's probably best to just try and quickly move on. So we are looking at the actual the event, which is the Manor of Legends. Now, the Manor of Legends does require you to only use each hero once throughout the whole thing, so it's very important to start with your weakest heroes and build up as you go. Now, I am lucky in that I have a deep bench, and so I can probably continue. At a glance, my best bet here, I believe, will be a selection of blue heroes, but I may have used all my blue heroes, so I'm not sure. No, I've still got a few. So, right, 1, 2, 3 strong blue heroes. Now, what I'm probably going to want is some kind of healer or armourer. I'm going to go with Crockett, who will armour my team up, and I'm going to go for 1 red here. In fact, I'm going to swap this around because I'm going to go for a red hero. Now, you may be thinking, why have I swapped it around? The main reason is that Haruto adds armour to people either side of him, so there's no point in putting him on the edge. Well, I mean, if he's your only option, it might be the best thing to do. But think about what your hero's special skills are and how they could make your team more effective. Don't be afraid to say, oh yeah, hang on, actually, he would be much more effective deployed 1 to the left, 1 to the right, so on and so forth. The deployment of heroes actually does matter. It's one of the things which is almost taken for granted in the game. It's like, oh, I can take as many heroes as I want. Well, yeah, you can, but the 5 heroes, ultimately you can only take 5 heroes, and their position relative to each other can actually make quite a difference. Some heroes, it doesn't matter where they are if you're playing carefully. Some heroes, it does matter, and those are the ones you have to watch. So a hero who boosts heroes around themselves, or protects heroes around themselves, or anything basically relating to heroes around themselves, is best deployed around in the middle, or at least with one hero either side of themselves, because if you have a hero who is out on their own, whether they're on the whether they're far right or far left, they won't be boosting other heroes. Half of their special skill is wasted. So try and make sure your special skills are used as effectively as possible. Now, as I sort of mentioned, my argument would be that with Chronoblasters, here are my Chronoblasters. Okay. All enemies get no charge for 3 turns and have their attack delayed by 1 turn. If you use those effectively, basically you can beat anyone within reason. Obviously, if you're looking at a complete load of totally unleveled heroes, they're going to die before you actually get to use the Chronoblasters. But the Chronoblasters will let you do an awful lot. Now, what I'm going to do is, so for 3 turns, these guys can not gain any charge, which is good. So you'll see that my tiles, even though they're not doing a huge amount of damage to them, they're also not generating much in the way of charge. And that's kind of the key point here, is that I just don't want them getting a load of charge whilst my tiles are going off on the board. Jocasta especially, because she is obviously the healer. This is where, now you can see Jocasta, her special skill is now primed. She's active again. Let's just stun her for a moment. So she is not gaining any charge, even though I've hit her with goodness knows how many very poorly planned, poorly targeted tiles hit her then. Let's hit her with these blue ones. The blue ones should do a reasonable amount of damage to her. So the blue tiles are doing a fair amount of damage, which is good. Obviously, Minamoto is actually suffering the least because blue tiles against a green hero are not going to do as much damage. But I'm still essentially trying to just make sure that Jocasta does not get to keep going off. Because if she does, she could make it absolutely impossible for me to win without relying on battle items, which is essentially what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stun them here. So even though, as you can see, their charge is built up, they still need more charge before they can actually use their special skills. Last thing I want is Jocasta to actually go off, so this should kill her. Now, Jocasta's dead. She was, in many ways, the most worrying hero, because healers are always worrying, because obviously they keep all the other heroes alive. And this has triggered a nice combo. Now, blue tiles are obviously going to do minimum damage against Minamoto, but I suspect that the combination here of... Oh, gosh, I thought that would finish one of them, which tells me quite how powerful they are. Going to drop this tile down here. Should finish... Yeah, Minamoto's got... And, oh, Chul's gone as well. So there we are. So, relatively effective. A decent move anyway, and that leaves us with just the last stage. Now, excuse me, the very last stage. Let's just go back. Don't be afraid to use battle items because they're worth having. The obvious colour here to me is purple. Looking at it immediately, I'm seeing a yellow mob, Toxin Trooper, and I'm seeing a yellow boss. So let's see if I can go with purple here. So I'm probably going to want 3 of them. Okay, so Mirage is awesome. A lot of time for Mirage. And sticking her 5 stars here. Now I'm going to chuck in Nima because she's one of my strongest. What do you call them? Healers. And I'll chuck in Emma as one of my strongest general all-round attackers. And I'm just going to kind of hope things come together. Keeping Nima charged is possibly going to be key. In hindsight, I probably should have actually collected some of my Chronoblasters from somewhere else, from the camps before I did this. But hey, let's hope there's enough here, and we'll see where we go. Just going to blow this yellow gem, see what happens here. Okay, so Nima's going to go off. Nima is basically just going to keep everybody alive. That's her sole job. And if she can do that, then fine. She's doing a grand job. Not the mobs. I must say, it's one thing, generally speaking, with puzzle combat, is that the mobs are not that dangerous. It is almost always the boss waves that really mess you up. Way more so than the mobs. I mean, the chances are I'm going to come out of the mob waves with more or less full health, and ideally with plenty of healing powers. Now, you may be thinking, why am I not destroying the guys with the special skills that I have assembled before me? Actually, what I want to do is use this as an opportunity to make sure that Nima is generating plenty of hollow tigers to keep everyone alive. So Nima generates a hollow tiger every turn. Every time she has her special skill ready. So it makes sense to not rush. It makes sense to take my time and make sure that my heroes are as healed as they can be. I'm going to want them full health on the last wave. Now, ideally, you'd want them full health and armoured up, but I didn't take an armourer hero. I think it's fairly safe to say what is going to worry me is the ability of the enemy heroes to get their special skills together. So I'm going to freeze them straight away. I'm going to go for... Now, I've gone for yellow. Now, Nima's going to work here. These 3 purple tiles should do it. Well, I was going to say they should do a fair amount of damage to Goldman because he's the opposite colour. But they did very, very, very little. At least on this game, the special skills are reasonably powerful. You see what I'm looking at? There we go. So I'm probably going to have to freeze them again now. So the one person I really do not want to go off is Jocasta. Now, Jocasta can obviously still generate mana, which is bad. But at the same time, I want to try and make sure that I'm dealing destruction upon her and the rest of the team. So targeting Jocasta alone would be a mistake. I'm still sort of just looking at it and going, okay. So where do I go here? I'm going to go for Goldman. That is a frustrating attack. Goldman can now generate mana, which is annoying. I don't really want to freeze them because I'm a bit short of chronoblasters, essentially. Possibly going to regret this. I've targeted Minamoto there just because I know that Sure Shot does a little bit of damage either side. Going to just give her some health boost here. It is quite challenging, the final stages of any of the emblem-based events. Jocasta, like I say, is really annoying. I'm still going to try and target Goldman. I'm kind of figuring Jocasta is my last target on this. She could be my first target as well. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, get rid of enemy healers or get rid of the people who need healing. It's 50-50. You can see I'm just using cheap battle items at the moment, like health kits. And Nima is hopefully going to keep everybody else alive, which is what I want. So we've got... Oops, that was supposed to be targeted to the middle here. Was the to try and stop them going off, so they couldn't kill me. Goldman going off again. This time. Okay, so let's hope this finishes off. Or no, it didn't finish off Goldman. I thought it might finish off Goldman, that move there, with a ton of tiles, just doing a ton of damage. Purple tiles, of course, doing maximum damage to everyone. Bit of counter-attacking there, which did a fair amount of damage. And I'm going to try, hoping, if I've got this right, this should freeze all 3 of their attacks. Still looking basically at the moment to just get a decent... Now, you could argue, right, so why aren't you using your battle items? Why aren't you doing more? Blah, 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 blah. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is to do it as cheaply as possible, because you don't want to use battle items if you don't have to. Battle items are relatively expensive. So if I can do it without using battle items, so much the better. So at the moment, I know I've got a load of things saved up. I'm just using these very, very cheap bandages to keep a couple of heroes in the game. So we've got the very, very cheap battle items, but worth having those cheap battle items because you never quite know where they're going to take you. Cheap is essentially good. You don't want to have to buy a load of battle items or make a load of battle items, which is just going to be high expense and relatively ineffective. This is the point where I should have frozen or done something there, because now Jocasta's gone off, which means Goldman's looking way more healthy than I would like. I'm just thinking about ways to get rid of Goldman at the minute. I'm going to go for this move to just freeze the board. Sliding this down will create a little combo at least. Hopefully, excuse me, let's move this out of the way. Hopefully this move will kill Goldman. Yep, there we go. That's one down. Now I do want to use Mirage's technical shutdown so that whilst they're shut down, it doesn't matter that their mana is nearly full or full. What matters is they can't use it. And like so Jocasta, you can see there is ready to cast a healing thing, but she can't do it. Unfortunately, it only lasts for a couple of turns, which is really annoying. It'd be lovely if it lasted for a lot longer. Although that said, if I had Jocasta, if I didn't have Mirage, I'm sure I'd feel extremely different about that. Let's go for... So we're going to target Minamoto. I'm going to go for the shooting him repeatedly approach. Freeze. Hopefully this should lock his special skill down for a few turns. Doesn't matter, he's still alive. The main thing is that he's being hit by a fairly heavy and consistent amount of damage. Tiles, which will basically just the more damage they do to him, the better. Basically, just basically Jocasta. At least the enemy of on a level like this, they've got so much health that the amount Jocasta adds is only a relatively small percentage of what they could get. I can't even freeze them now. What I can do is use Mirage's special skill just to keep it going for another couple of turns, because I'm running out, as you can see, I'm running out of battle items. I would say now that Minamoto is dead, that things are looking very much in my favour. It does sometimes take a bit of time just to sort of balance it out. Jocasta is not a hero to take lightly. Her tile damage is extraordinarily... Well, I'd say her tile damage. Her healing is extraordinarily good, which is what makes her such a good hero. If she didn't keep healing, then it probably wouldn't matter quite so much. I'm just going to have to see how this goes. What I do not want is her to go off again, so I'm just going to use... what do you call it? I'm going to use battle items to get Mirage charged so that her mana charge is delayed. It's not going to be enough, because here she goes again. But hopefully, I'm going to hope that Emma's massive attack will finish her off. Not quite. Blimey, she is tough as nails. And that's the trouble with an event, is that heroes who are not necessarily quite as tough in raids suddenly become tough as nails. And then finally, finally, she's gone. There we are. Blimey. So there we are. We've done the Manor of Legends. We've got the legend coins at 70 odd coins I've gained in the last few moves. I'm sorry I didn't read the actual what they said, because they just said, you know, ooh, we've made it. Woo! Etc. And we're going to have the legend summon. Let's see, I've got 130 out of 100 coins, so that's enough to do one summons. And I get doodaloo, 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 boo! Brianna. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyway, there we go. So, yeah, so, well, I mean, you know, the actual tactics for finishing the event were fine. The end results were extremely disappointing. Anyway, it just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Hopefully there were a few things that were useful in that video in terms of how to attack and making the most of the board using battle items. And as I say, Chronoblasters are epic. With enough Chronoblasters, I would argue you can beat almost any level, and it's worth beating some levels to get the rewards for doing so. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and as ever, it just remains for me to say, please do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and may death come swiftly to your enemies. However, take care of yourselves. All the best. Goodbye. Oh, hang on.